all, let me just say that my name is Jen Cushman. I am an empathic intuitive, and I am an energy Reiki master, and also a new student of Huna, which is ancient shamanic Hawaiian energy work. And I'll be going back next year in March to get my level 2. And that's really exciting because when I get the level 2, I'll really be able to be a practitioner of Huna. And then I get to bring that energy work into my 20 years experience of Reiki master teacher and also Blue Star Celestial Reiki. So I just love collecting all modalities, and I am a lifelong learner. So I have a series of certifications and all kinds of things. But mostly what I do is I feel energy, I move energy, I read energy. Okay, that's really what my specialty is. I'm really an energetic activator, and I'm really very good at feeling, sensing, seeing, and knowing energy. And then I also have a team of angels and guides. And so I am an angel medium in the fact that I tap into my angels and guides. So when I am doing intuitive readings, I am reading information kind of in a triangle, right? I'm reading it from you, I'm reading it and sensing it from what's coming in. And then I'm also hearing from my guides and angels, and I will get channeled information. So that's what happens every single Magic Mondays as well. Okay. Now, today I'm really, really excited because I'm back at the pool. I'm back at the gym. I'm done traveling. I'm over my jet lag, which is great. I'm still having allergies. So if you hear me being a little stuffy, just know that I've been having really bad allergies. But anyway, I'm back doing my swim. And one of the things that happens when I do my swims is it's a little hard to get in there for the first 16, 18, 20 laps. But by the time I hit 20 laps, I'm actually into a moving meditation. And my brain goes into the same meditative state when I'm doing my swimming that I do when I'm actually sitting and doing my quiet meditations. So it's a very cool time for me to be able to do that. And today, when I was in my meditation, I got an instant download and a whole entire channeled message from my guides and angels to give you guys today. And it's such a cool topic. Okay. So today's topic is our body as an intuitive instrument and how to increase our intuition by using our body. Okay. Hopefully you like that topic. I'm excited about it. I'm literally getting angel bumps all the way up and down my arms, which is one of the signs from having your body as an intuitive instrument. Okay. So that's what we are talking about. And then my necklace keeps flipping out. So sorry, let me keep turning around. This is one of the necklaces that I made for everybody when I went to the south of France. So I made everybody a handmade sunflower necklace, and I'm wearing it today because it's a great sunshiny day. Okay. Okay. You guys give me 2 seconds. My dog is wanting to come in and she's going to scratch nonstop. So give me just a second. Come in here. Please forgive me. You guys, this is raw. This is live. I am whom I am. And this is Twig. And she has to come in because she has been hanging on Mama nonstop since I have come home from Europe. She just has to be with me all the time. Okay. Okie dokie. So let's talk about a couple of things. The first thing they wanted me to tell you is they wanted to bring up something called muscle testing. I know that you guys are in my wonderful, woo, amazing energy community with you guys loving all things having to do with energy and the unseen world and all the other things. I'm pretty sure that you have heard of muscle testing. So you guys, give me a heart if you've heard of it. And so, muscle testing is a way of tapping into your unconscious mind or your subconscious mind in order to get yes, no answers. And that's what, there's various ways to muscle test. There's a modality, a lot of people I know that are actually healers will do muscle testing where they'll put out their arms and they'll have you put out your arms and then they'll ask questions and then they will push down on your arms. And then that's their way of muscle testing to get yes or no answers from your body. Excuse me, that is one way that practitioners will do it. And there's a couple of ways to work it on yourself. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of demonstrations and a couple of examples of how you can muscle test for yes or no answers. So my favorite muscle testing is the finger test. And it is really, you can finger test with the 3 fingers right here, your thumb and your first finger and your second finger. And you can muscle test this way, or you can just muscle test using your thumb and your first finger. Try it both ways and see what happens. So Isabella, I want you to play with me today, okay? And I really want you to muscle test with me. This is going to be really good for you when you go off to college in the fall, for you to be able to double check yourself and know your yes and no answers, okay? So the first thing you do whenever you're going to do muscle testing or using a pendulum or anything where you need to get yes or no, is you need to practice and you need to know what is your yes and what is your no. So the best way to practice always and to get a yes or no is to start with your name. So I'm going to finger test right now, okay? And I'm going to finger test with these 2 fingers, and I'm going to say, my name is Jen, and I'm going to finger test. And it's actually called sticky smooth. That's another way you can do it. If your fingers move very smoothly together, that is usually your yes, okay? And then let's say my name is John, right? So then I'll do it and then I can feel it. It gets stickier. I mean, it literally feels stickier. It doesn't move as smoothly, and it just doesn't go. You can see the way that I'm actually moving my fingers that is much more stickier with my name is John. And now again, back to this, my name is Jen, right? Smooth, super, super, super smooth. I'm gonna stop. My name is John. Ooh, I can barely move them. It like barely even moves, okay? Now I'm gonna try it with the 3 fingers. My name is Jen, smooth, okay? My name is John. Oh, I can't even move them. Okay. So you guys, this finger, this smooth, sticky works really, really, really well for me. For some people, this is not a good muscle test at all. For me, this is my preferred way of muscle testing. The thing I love about this too, is I can do this down at my side. So let's say I'm talking to a group of people and somebody's coming up and they're talking about their stuff, right? And I need to know whether I should just be listening or if I should help them. So I will take my hand, I will put it down by my thigh, and I will actually ask in my own mind, my name is Jen, my name is John, whatever. And then I'll be like, am I supposed to say something to help them? Yes. Or am I not? Am I not supposed to say something to help them? No. And then that's a way that I can muscle test without anybody knowing what's going on. Okay. Now, when I was really changing my food and my diet, and I was really getting myself off of sugar and really looking at my habits, I did my breakthrough session, really trying to get to the root of my sugar addictions and my using food as emotional eating or other things. I actually use the sticky smooth test a lot to ask my body, what does it need? Because I honestly was overfeeding my body and I wasn't giving it the most nourishment. So I had to learn, I had to let my body lead the way of what it wanted to eat. So I would get a thing in my mind. I'm like, I think I want to eat a salad. And I would be like, is this a good thing? Should I eat a salad? Yes. Should I eat a salad? No. Should I eat an apple? Yes. Should I eat an apple? No. Should I eat a banana? Yes, no. Sometimes banana would be no, but a half a banana would be okay. So this is just a really great way, again, of tapping into your subconscious mind. Okay. So another way to muscle test is the scissors test. You take 2 fingers and you cut, right? So you'll do this. It's like, my name is Jen. Yes. My name is John. It's stickier. Now this one doesn't work as well for me. My name is Jen. My name is John. And it's like, it doesn't work as well. Was it a good thing to go to the gym today? Yes. Should I go to the gym tomorrow? Yes, I could. Usually I give myself a couple of days break. Okay. But I did get this. So it would be okay with my body if I went to the gym today. Normally I don't go day after because I give myself a day to rest, but I can muscle test with that. Okay. So that's one. The other one that is really, really good for a lot of people is called the sway test. And I don't know, I'll stand up so we'll see if you can see my face, but it's called the sway test. And you actually stand, okay, and you keep your body a little bit apart. So sorry, let me see if I can have you guys see me a little bit better. Let's see if I can move it up. Okay, So you stand with your legs a little bit apart, and then you ask yourself a yes or no question. But first you ask, my name is Jen. My body will sway forward. My name is John. My body sways backwards. Let's see, what's a question, a yes or no question I can ask myself? Is it good for me to get a massage today? Yes. Should I wait until I get back from our family vacation to get a massage? No. But that was just a slight sway, okay? So it's the sway test, moving forward, moving back. Your body can also, now it depends on your body, you could sway sideways, left, right, you can sway a little bit different, but it's the sway test. And that's another way of asking your body yes or no questions, okay? Okay, you guys are being very, very quiet right now. Does anybody have any comments, anything before I move on? Okay, anybody else have any comments or anything when I'm doing this? Are you there? Are you guys there? Give me some hearts or give me something if you're there, because it's like you're very quiet today. Okay, I don't know. And hopefully my Facebook is working, because honestly, I'm not seeing, I may need to do a refresh because I'm not seeing anything. Okay, good. Okay, Hitomi says she's taking notes. Okay, it's moving fine. Great. Good. Okay, so that is called muscle testing. You can find a lot of, hi Vicki, you can find a lot of information on the web by Googling muscle testing. You can also ask, why does muscle testing work? You know, what is it about it that does that? What is muscle testing? You can also, one of my other favorite ways of getting yes or no answers is using my pendulum. And I love using my pendulum. And when I'm doing my intuitive readings and I have somebody who's asking a lot of yes or no questions, one of the things I do is I use my pendulum as just a secondary check, excuse me, just a secondary check for me and my clients to make sure that I am hearing the correct yes or no. So one of the things that I would do when I first started is I would go to the pendulum first, and then I would double check with my own intuition. As I got much more comfortable and much more knowing, did, hundreds and hundreds of readings at this, I do it the opposite way now. So now what happens is a client will ask me a yes or no question. I check in, close my eyes, check in with my guides, check in with my team, get a yes or no, and then I'll pick up my pendulum right next to me and I'll go ahead and I will test for it with the yes or no. If I don't have the pendulum with me, I will do the finger test and I will double check. It's just a way for me of giving like a secondary opinion or a secondary evaluation. I also do that in readings because a lot of times people are coming to me because they have to make what they feel is a very serious decision. Like, should I take this job? Should I leave this job? Should I leave my partner? Some really tough things. And if they're coming to me for that kind of advice, I want to make sure that I am as clear of a channel as I can possibly be. And I am giving the most accurate intuitive information that I can. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take a quick sip of water because, again, my throat is dry from the allergies. Forgive me. Please forgive me for the horrible noises that are coming out of my throat right now. It's just been so bad this last week. Great. Okay. Now, because I love you guys, and I know that you guys are a very sensitive community, and you guys are all sensitive, and that's why you're here. The next thing I want to do with the Love and Learn is I want to go just a little bit deeper. And I really want to talk about your body as an intuitive instrument, okay? Remember, we are all intuitive. We do not just have 5 senses in this world. We all have a 6th sense. Now, the 6th sense is much more subtle. Developing your intuition means that you are tapping into the much more subtle realms of spirit. And spirit is a subtle realm. And once you learn to really trust your intuition, know yourself, know who you are, your 6th sense isn't subtle at all anymore. My 6th sense isn't subtle. Like, I use my intuition, I live my intuition daily, and my 6th sense, it's 6 sensory living for me. I use my intuitive senses on a daily basis the same way I use my visual, my hearing, my sense of smell, my sense of touch, all of my other five senses. But it is because I have developed my sixth sense to where I fully embody my six senses. Now I can get out of my six senses because I get too busy. I get too focused. I get too wrapped up in my mental body. And when I get in my mental body, I'm not in touch with my physical body. So most of us, when we start to develop our intuitive senses, most of us feel it in our body first. It's called clairsentience. And we feel it, right? It comes to us subtly and we just get it. We'll get a bad vibe about somebody. We'll just look at something. We'll be in a situation. We'll walk into a room and we'll just be like, I don't know. Doesn't feel good in here. You can tell when you walk in with a couple and they've just had an argument. Why? Even if the argument has stopped and the words have stopped, the body language is still there. The energy that has come off the words, the emotions that have come up, the energy is still in the room and you can feel it, okay? And that is your body transmitting and receiving electrical energy at all time. And that electrical currents that are being transmitted and received is information. So the world is constantly talking to us and giving them information. And our first line to get that information is our body. And I tell you this all the time, our bodies are always talking to ourselves, always. So it starts coming in very light sensory. And then when we don't listen, it starts getting louder and louder and louder until eventually our bodies start yelling at us with pain, disease, other things. A lot of that is when we are not fully listening to our bodies and we're not being aware of the subtle senses that are going on around us. And so our body is having to click off more and more and more mechanisms, more senses, more emotions, more like a bridge. Like think about locks, like going through a water, you hit the first bridge and then you got to hit a next bridge and a next bridge. Well, the locks of the bridges have to open up every single time you go there. If you miss the first sensation, then you're going to keep swimming downstream. Your body is going to keep sending you emotions, keep sending you senses, keep sending you feelings and vibes. And if you're not paying attention, it's just going to have to keep talking louder and louder and louder. Okay. So I've talked about that we've talked about Louise Hay, your body, you can heal your life, all of those other things. We've had those discussions in the past. So today, talking about your body as an intuitive instrument. Okay. I want you to start recognizing, I would love for you to start recognizing that, first of all, you are a sixth sensory being. You are not just five senses. You don't just have your eyes, your ears, your nose, your taste, your skin. You actually have another realm, okay? You have the realm of spirit, the realm of unseen, the realm of intuition, and the realm of your higher self. And so if you are transmitting, receiving information from your body, that is tapping into your six senses. And it takes a little bit of practice to do that, okay? So let's say that we are getting a vibe, okay? Everybody here has vibes. Everybody knows it. So let's say you're getting a vibe and something is coming in and it's just off. And you just know it's off, but you don't know why it's off. You can actually really develop your clairsentience by tapping in with your subconscious mind or your unconscious mind by getting quiet, right? Feeling that vibe. And instead of just moving on to the next thing or going on to the next task or ignoring it like we often do, stop a moment, take a breath, because with me, it's always take a breath. Take a breath for a minute, stop for a moment, get quiet, and then see if you can feel that vibe a little deeper. See if you can deepen into it. It's kind of like, how many of you do yoga and you do a yoga pose and then the yoga instructor tells you, hold it there for a minute and see if you can deepen into the pose. That's the same concept here. So you feel a vibe, you don't know what it is, you're curious, be curious as to what it is. So stop a minute, take a breath, and then see if you can feel into the vibe and ask yourself, what is that feeling? Where is that feeling? Where do I feel it in my body? Do I feel it in my heart? Do I feel it in my, in my rib cage? Do I feel it in my mind? Like, where in my neurology, where in the location of my body can I feel that vibe? And then once you feel that vibe, ask yourself, what is that vibe? What am I feeling? Am I feeling a sense of anxiety? Am I feeling a flutter of happiness? Am I feeling a sense of hope? Am I feeling a sense of fear? What am I feeling? And see if you can start to label, to name what that feeling is. Okay. Now, I made this thing about, your body is the senses. So here's what happens. We have to make decisions in our life, and they can be big decisions. And usually what happens when we have a big decision to make is we go into our brain, our big, beautiful brain. And I have to tell you, the mental body is the body where we can get the most confusion. That's where it happens. So when you get overwhelmed or you get confused, or you don't know what to do, or you're worried that you're making the wrong decision, or you're concerned that, okay, I'm going to make this decision, but then your mind starts future pacing and tripping down the road of everything wrong that can happen if you make that decision, which makes you freeze. There's a whole series of events that can take place. And that's from being in your mind and not necessarily in your heart or your body. So the answers to confusion, the answer to overwhelm, almost always lies in your heart or your body. Mostly it lies in your heart, but your body is the first sensory indication that can lead you to your heart. Okay. So next time you have to make a decision, a big decision, I'm going to ask you and challenge you to ask your body, to make the decision, feel it in your body. Feel if it's a no. Usually a no, we are more in touch with our no feelings than our yes feelings, right? We know the sensation of rising anxiety. We know the sensation of fear. We know the sensation of unsafe, right? Those are usually the signs that our body has to say, no, 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 right? No. Now, here's the interesting thing about the no's, right? Is that sometimes, you guys, I'm itching my nose. I'm going to get to the card readings, I promise. Sometimes the thing about no's is that that we've got to push ourselves and say yes to things that we normally would say no to get out of our comfort zone so we can get into growth. So when our body gives us that sense of unsafety, it's really important that we know, is that fear or is that excitement, right? Those are two sides of the same coin, right? Fear and excitement are two sides of the same coin. So when you are getting ready to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to take on a new responsibility, to take on a new experience, your body is going to react because it's touching in with your unconscious mind, and your unconscious mind is tapping into your past emotions, your past negative experiences, your past baggage. So your unconscious mind is coming into that. And if it's feeling scary, then it's going to bring up sensations to your body that are like, oh, no, this is fear. Okay. So that's why I talk about it's really, really important to get clear of those old patterns, that old stuff. Okay, now what I want to tell you is your body when it's a yes. That's what I want to talk to you about. When some opportunity presents itself to you and it is a dream opportunity or it's something that you really want to do, but you might be extremely scared because you're going to get imposter syndrome, or you're going to get fear that you're not going to do it correctly, or, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? Do I have the chops? Do I have the ability to handle this, right? Your body, even if it's scared, it's still going to give you some sense of excitement, some sense of joy. It may be a fluttering in your heart, right? It may be a rising energy into your throat that feels a little bit tingly, like, oh my gosh, I need to say something, It may be that rush of excitement that you need to call your best friend, Carolyn, Sherry, you guys know this. It's that rush of excitement that is like, oh my gosh, who am I going to tell about this? I got to tell my person, right? I need to tell my person. So all of that is rising energy. And when we can start to understand that our bodies are sending out electrical currents, receiving electrical currents, and those electrical currents are information, then we can start receiving energy on the very first level of subtle energy. That is actually our lizard brain, right? That is our very survival brain. It hits our lizard brain first. That is literally food, safety, sex, and fear, right? Like that's what that is. It's like sleep. It is those primal instincts of survival. And then after that, it hits our limbic system. And then our limbic system is actually the sensation of emotions. And that's where you start having those feelings of emotions, that fear, that excitement, that happiness, that joy, that is in the limbic system. And then after the limbic system, it goes into your neocortex. And that's when your neocortex is your brain, is your higher processing systems. That's where you can start to think about things rationally. Excuse me. You can start to, go into your past, decide whether that is good or bad. You can start to really, start to conceptualize it. So that is the rising process of energy in our bodies. It goes from our very lizard brain, our survival mode, to our limbic, to our neocortex. And that's how our body processes information, okay? So when you can start to feel these electrical currents on the very limbic system and start to feel that, and then start feeling the channel that the energy starts to take, you are going to start to learn yourself really, really well. And your intuition is going to just increase like that. You are going to become a far more intuitive person than 99% of the people out there, because you are clairsentient first. Okay? Okay. Now, the last thing I want to tell you, and then I'm going to go to pulling cards, is I told you about the no and how the no can be tricky, right? So sometimes a no is a heck no, I'm not going to do no. And sometimes a no is no, but, right? No, but, maybe this is no because I'm getting what I really think I want, right? So bless you, Twig. Twig is sneezing like crazy. Then you have the yes. So you get the feeling of the yes, you get the flutter, you get the excitement, you get the sense of energy rising, right? The energy rising up. And then you can get a yes, but. Now, the yes, but is because it goes through all those systems, it goes into the neocortex. And then that is also, okay, wait a minute, this is the yes, but. And then you'll get the heck yes or the hell yes. And that is literally when your body takes you from 0 to 60 with no stopping. That is where you get the yes. There's joy. There's just a rush of excitement. Your body tingles. You get goosebumps, or I call them angel bumps. You'll get, your hair will rise on the back of your neck. Your whole body will flood up. They flood up your arms. It spreads across your shoulders. And I call it like a wave of joy. That is the hell yes. Okay. And that is all information for you to be able to use that information to make better decisions for yourself. And then here's the last thing I need to say about this. In the beginning, you are practicing. You must trust yourself and take action. In the beginning, when you're practicing, you may make a wrong decision. You may misinterpret the signals. You may misinterpret what it is. But whatever it is, just start trusting yourself, because even if you go down the wrong path and you make the wrong decision, right? Your body is going to course correct you at all times, because your body is always looking for equilibrium. It is looking for balance. It is looking for equilibrium. And even if you veer off course slightly, you will have an opportunity to get back on course right away and to course correct, okay? So it is just a constant dance with energy and a constant dance with the universe. And this is just information that my team and my guides wanted to give you so you can become more intuitive, okay? Okay. That felt really, really, really good. I really love that.